So 0 to 100 subscribers. My first 100 subscribers on YouTube, and what I found out. Yeah, so 0 to 100 subscribers, and what I found out about myself. And this video is gonna be about what it was like to get to your first 100 subscribers and how I got there. So first of all, um, obviously, if you're new to this channel, my name is Joe, and I help people learn about real estate investing, quit their job, and get into real estate investing as a way to stop breaking your back and stop working hard. If you're physically working, like if you stand up, because I used to be a barber, and that type of work, was backbreaking ultimately because you're standing up for a dollar, right? So self-employed, and like, for example, like if you do work like you're a plumber, so anything that uses your body physically, like, if you're a landscaper, or if you're a plumber or a barber or a hairstylist, um, that's what got me into real estate investing because I figured a long time ago. Thank you. I figured that a long time ago. Um, if you got to stand up to make money, what if you can't? Or what if you're sick? Or what if you don't feel good? Because, one time it was the busiest season. It was Christmas Eve, and I had the coldest of all colds. I had the worst flu. It was Christmas Eve. I had the worst flu, and that's the only way I knew how to make money was to get up and go do hair. And bro, I tell you, I got out my bed shivering, fever sweat, and I went to the salon, the barbershop, and I went and I made some money and cut hair. But in the middle of a client, I literally had to throw up. I was that sick, and I couldn't even finish that person. I went to the bathroom, did it, and then that person didn't want me to finish cutting their hair. They let somebody else finish, and I went home after that, made a couple of bucks and went home, and that's when I realized I'm like, damn, if I'm gonna be sick and if I'm gonna rely on my body in that way to make money, I'm gonna be in trouble, right? Because eventually your back goes out. You know what I'm saying? I mean, when you're young, it's cool, but there's but so much you can do if you're using your body physically. But that being said, that's how I got into real estate investing. That's the reason. And I usually tell people that if you're doing this, if you want to become an investor, that's one of the escapes. Like, you don't have to break your back to do this type of work. It is work, but you don't have to, you don't have to stand up for hours to 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 make money in real estate. You don't have to stand up for hours. It doesn't take hours. It takes a little knowledge and it takes a little mental fortitude, but it definitely doesn't take physical work for you to actually go in there and um, get paid, because there's no limit to the amount of houses you can purchase or the amount of transactions that you can create, because real estate investing is about transactions. So there's no limit to the amount of transactions you can create. If you're working hourly, there's a limit to the amount of hours that you can work, right? But you can leverage um, transactions, for example, in real estate. So that's how I got in. This is one of the reasons why I got into real estate investing. And another thing is real estate is about people. So I knew that from being a barber, like, you get customers. So each person is a resource, which is really cool. So for every person, it's a possible opportunity to either purchase a house, or you never know where it could be, where it could go with one person that you have a conversation with or you build a relationship with. So that's another thing that I knew about real estate investing from being a barber. It's just all about, really, if you going to do investing and people start real estate investing, and they think that they might be looking for a house. But really, this business is about finding people who have an issue that you can solve. So my first rental property that I ever got, it was a guy who couldn't afford. He was getting older. He couldn't afford his house no more. It was actually in foreclosure, and um, I got in there. I didn't have any credit for money. I had signed for me for the house, and it was my first rental property. And so, but really, it was a good deal because he was going through foreclosure. And so, because of that, um, the bank took a little less. I was able to get the house at a decent enough price, and he had enough rental income to cover the mortgage plus. So, immediately, I'm making income and I'm not working, right? And now you're able to double up on that. So, that's how I got into it. And I've been a landlord ever since. So, that's a couple of years now. Over 10 years, I've been a landlord. I've had different types of people. I've heard all the stories and different, you get most people that rent are good people anyway. So that's my business, right? And my journey to 100 subscribers on YouTube was all about, hey, I'm at a point, I guess it was just because I wanted exposure. I want to reach to more people that can use the knowledge that I have or the help that I provide, right? So I'm able to help a person understand what it takes, the the mentality it takes just to get to your first property. If nothing else, maybe your first property. There's some people that might run into this, and if you're advanced and you've got 40 units, good for you. I may not, because I don't have 40 units, but I've done a lot of transactions, and that's one of the ways that I can help a person where it comes to not being nervous to do a transaction and the fortitude that what's it going to take for you to move forward in doing a transaction? Because a lot of people, when they start this business, they tap out because they don't know what adversity looks like in this business. You have no idea. What does adversity look like? Like, what's a hard time? What does it take to actually get it going? What does it take to actually get to your first deal? Some people think it's easy. Some people run into their first wall and then they tap out. So usually what I do is tell a person that, hey, the first thing, if you're starting to do real estate, right, the first thing you have to understand is that you're not looking for houses. One of the best things to understand is that, again, you're looking for people with problems that you can solve. If you can learn how to help somebody, then you can do this business as long as you understand that that's really what you're looking for. And a lot of people don't know that, but I do. So now I'm telling you, you have, that little tidbit. And then one of the best ways to find people is your contacts. Hey, you could just turn all your contacts in your phone into a CSV file, an Excel file, and contact every single person on your phone. If you want to get started, like let's say you're a barber or something, you want to get all the clients that come into your seat, you can say, hey, I'm looking to purchase a property. Do you know anybody? Do you have anybody? So, or you can just call all the contacts in your phone and just start telling people, hey, I'm learning real estate. If you know someone who needs help, let me know. And that begins the conversation where a person could reach out to you. Like I said, my first property, somebody reached out to me. Right? Somebody reached out to me and was like, look, this guy has a property in foreclosure. You think you could buy it? Yeah, I can buy it. You know what I'm saying? So the business is about people. It's about reaching out to people. And one of the reasons why I'm on YouTube is to reach out to more people that I can serve, that I can help, right? With the knowledge that I have, with what I know and what I'm able to do. So on my channel, I do have a lot of information on strategies and I will also be doing a lot about mindset because you got to have a certain type of mindset. There's always a mindset for every industry, right? But then there's a particular mindset, the investor mindset, that you have to have in order to do real estate investing. There's also a mindset. Well, you'll probably see that. And again, I'm here to find the people that could use the help that I have. All right. How I got to the first 100. I did a lot of shorts. I did a lot of mindset shorts. And I remember I was doing 2 or 3 or 4 at the time. I was putting them on Instagram and I was putting them on YouTube. And it was just real impactful little short messages on mindset training, get your mind right type stuff. And that blew that raised my subscriber from, the first 50. That's how like the first 50 happened that way. Then after the shorts, but that didn't equal any type of money or anything. It just some people liked it. And then I remember I had a comment and somebody said, "Yo, you trying to be what was that Tate guy, whoever he was? You trying to be Andrew Tate?" I remember that comment. And I was like, "No, I'm not trying to be Andrew Tate." But that's what the person accused me of in the comments. But that was cool. And that got me my first 50, like my first 70. And then I realized, hey, if I wanted to monetize, if I wanted to really reach people, then I had to go to long form. And long form was a trip because it was difficult. Long form was crazy because I was overthinking a lot, right? Long form was a lot of overthinking because you don't know what to put out. And in my space, in my real estate investing space, there's already a lot of people that have done it or are in it. So it was kind of that self-talk, self-doubt, really, in saying, there's enough. There's so many people doing real estate. What am I going to do? Who's going to follow me or who's going to do that? So you you actually fight that your first few as you're brand new or you going through your first 100. I went through that and I still do. Like, who in the world is gonna listen to this, and who in the world is going to click, or who's gonna really say, hey, I could use your help, or thank you for the information. So that's another thing that I went through when I put my first long form out. Then it was my next 15, 20 people, and that was from long form, where I'm teaching about how to find property, right? How to find property. And another one is how to analyze, find the value of a property. What's a property worth? I have a long form on that. Quick way, shortcuts. How to find property quickly through your phone. I talk about that. Some people that struggle to find a good deal. So I have that. And also the other one is, I'm just backing up. I'm recording this. How to find property through your phone, how to analyze property, and that was ARV. And then I have another long form one, which is my other long form is it's how to find property. I did an ARV. Oh, and how to estimate repairs, like really quick. If you look at a property and let's say you want to fix it, right? If you want to wholesale it or you want to fix and flip it, I go into right. So if you want to fix and flip it, I go into how you can actually you can look at a property just based on 2 things, right? The size of it and what it takes to do an entire property like that. once you know this from the size and what a previous property would have took, right, full renovation on the same exact size, from there you can quickly make estimates on what it would need. For example, if you redo a kitchen in a 1,500 square foot house, a 3-bed, 2-bath house, a redoing a kitchen might cost you between 10 to 15,000, closer to 15. So from there, you can make an estimate. If you see a property that's beat down and you had to redo it, you can make estimates. So that's one of the things in my videos those are my first 3 long form videos, right? ARV, repairs, and how to find property. And I'm planning to do a lot more. So I'm here, my first 100, and you learn a lot about yourself. That's another thing. Because you never feel like you're ready and you never feel like you're good enough. I never felt like, oh, I'm good enough. I'm just, it's just finally the pain, not really pain, but you at the point like, you know what, F it. I'm just gonna go. And what happens is the thing that really helps motivate you, will really help motivate myself, and what might motivate you is seeing other people. What I'm so grateful about YouTube is that other creators and other content creators, they talk about their journey. They talk about, you'll see videos like this about people that say, don't quit, just keep going. I started at 0. Your first subscriber. You don't need a lot. So the advice that people give, that other people give before you, is really what's good. So this is why I feel like I could do the same. I'm not at my first 1,000, but it's my first 100 subscribers. I think that a person, if you're hearing this, it can help you as well to don't quit, just keep going. Right? You can get to your first 100 or your next. So my next 100, my next 1,000, right? But really, another thing that I realized is that the subscriber count doesn't matter. I'm really just looking for a person who can use the help that I'm able to provide. You know what I mean? I'm sharing my knowledge on, getting started and doing your thing in real estate. And that'll help you with what you want to accomplish. If you're tired of working, if you're tired of working a 9 to 5, right? If you're tired of standing up, using your physical body to get paid, trading out your time for dollars. Like if you're a contractor, you're tired of getting under sinks and breaking wood, and you want to learn the investor side. Because as an investor, you see my hands, they're kind of clean, right? I don't get dirty. It's all here. It's all knowledge. It's all what you know, and a lot of conversation. It's all talk. I can do an entire fix and flip project just from communications, and you never have to go to the property. You never have to go, ever. And I can do a wholesale. I can get a rental property without ever going there in different states. So that's one of the advantages of doing real estate. And that's really what I'm looking for. And then I'm going to add the mindset. I can't wait to do mindset because I got a community that we train almost every day. And a lot of it is mindset, because somebody got to cheer us on. Somebody got to cheer you on as you're in there and you're trying to work it out. You get cheered on. So we have a community as well of other investors just like myself who are in there just working, just talk about their trials and tribulations and their wins, their challenges, what they overcame. So that's pretty cool as well. So that's what it is in kind of a nutshell. And that's my first 100. I think I've went over everything that I needed to let you know about your first 100 subscribers. And you, again, just keep going. And what it does for you is bigger. Who you become, who you start to become, is bigger than the numbers itself. And I'll see you in the next 100 or maybe the next 500. I'm making a mandate to myself. I promise myself every 100, I'm going to document this to see what it is the next 100 and how I feel and what changed and what's different. All right? Go out there, y'all. Be great.